This week on It's Happening Out. RuPaul's Celebrity Drag Race.
Celebrity Drag Race.
Oh. Yeah.
Right.
We're doing some specials.
Tank talks homophobia.
Once, right? And then he's like, I'm not sure if I like it or not.
Let
You know
me
what I'm
try
saying?
it again.
Let me try it again.
Trump booed at World Series. Edibles as trick-or-treats.
Yeah, police want to remind you to double check your kids' Halloween.
It's all happening out tonight. Join us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Special guest host, Aaron Darr. With your host, lifestyle expert Napoleon Blades. Trans activist Aaron Phoenix. Reality TV star Chef Josie. DJ Diva Power Infinity. DC Log Cabin Republican Joe Brookman. And our moderator Al Ferguson. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Wow, that's really exciting. Hello, America. Well, it's a very special Halloween edition of It's Happening Out. I'm sitting here next to the Charles Schultz Great Pumpkin here.
I'm the Great Pumpkin.
Oh, wait a minute.
Does that make you Linus? Go get your blanket.
I think it's
Right,
Charlie
all
Brown
right.
and the Great
Yeah,
Pumpkin.
exactly. Charlie Brown and Linus
Well, you're the one
sitting
without
here.
hair. Come on.
Welcome, America, to another live episode of It's Happening Out. It's Happening Out is the most popular live gay talk show. We're getting ready shortly to say in the entire world, not America anymore. We're very happy that you've joined us. Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern means we're getting ready to start all over again. And do we have exciting things to tell you? Well, first
Halloween,
off,
of course we do.
our hosts are here. We say hello to Power Infinity, who is on a date, I believe.
Hey.
With
I'm right
Marlon.
here.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Power's cheating on me. What the hell?
You're seeing a new face that has not been a host on It's Happening Out before, and that is Aaron Darr, right here to our end. Welcome, Aaron. Aaron is one of those we blame everything on.
The new guy.
The new guy's called a millennial. And Aaron is a secretary of the Dolphin Democrats, meaning you're political. Joe's going to love you.
Absolutely.
Or try to date you. I don't know.
I think he's already confused about what he most wants.
Exactly. America, let me tell you very
He says no.
quickly before we get too much into it. We're going to do it later. But Aaron lives here in South Florida. Very bright, young man, young guy. He works for a very famous person.
Yeah.
Congressman Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Congresswoman Debbie
And
Wasserman Schultz.
Congresswoman, I said
Yes.
Congressman, how dumb of me.
It's okay.
Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, a big fan of It's Happening Out. It's been on our show. As you can see, Aaron is the secretary of the Dolphin Democrats. Other bio notes that are interesting. Aaron worked for Anthony Weiner when he ran for mayor of New York in
I did.
2013.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Let's put the whole show on hold.
Any quick comments?
Question number one.
Right.
I'm going to take a hard pass on that one.
Hard pass. Exactly.
That was a prepared
That's
one.
what
last
Anthony
thing-
said.
The last thing I want to tell you that's really interesting about Aaron is he's run for political office himself. He ran for city commission in Largo on the west coast of Florida. And his opponent got charged for felony extortion charges
Wow,
for
this show's
trying
gonna
to
be
suggest
juicy tonight.
you had illicit photographs or something. We're going to talk about
We'll
that.
talk about that. I guess.
Very topical this week. I can't
we gonna
wait
show
to
them?
get to
Yeah,
it.
that's all I knew.
We're going to show all of the pictures that we found on the internet.
Wonderful. he's here for it.
Yes, exactly. All
This
right.
is how you find the bipartisanship.
All right. So
We come
exactly-
together.
We can work together on this.
Sexual awakening.
So, Aaron, welcome to It's Happening
Yes,
Out. We
thank
think
you.
you're going to be a great addition tonight. First off, America, we remind you that we are broadcasting from Wilton Manors, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, affectionately known as the gayest place on planet Earth. Over my shoulder is Wilton Drive in Wilton Manors, the gayest place.
And of course, not only are we in the gayest place on planet Earth, but we're here at our summer home, kind of now it's the fall, Bubbles and Pearls, my restaurant, a hip little chic restaurant serving up some of the best food in Wilton Manors just for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I want to say thank you, by the way, to my host, my personal host.
Your mic.
My mic. I want to say thank you to the people who are hosting me, not the ones from Grindr, but the ones from the Best
Oh,
Western
man.
over here on Oakland
You still got to
Park.
turn it in a little bit, I think, with it.
I know. I got this flaccid thing going on. We're going to have to work on that. Yeah.
Yeah, big dick energy. Woo,
right?
got
Yeah.
the mic going.
Thank you to the Best Western. You got to try the Belgian waffles there. Seriously.
Oh.
And while we go to our likes and shares, you work on that mic a little because we'll
That's
need
right.
some more from
we
you.
definitely want to make sure that you like and subscribe to us. But a big part of it is joining and having your friends join. So start a watch party and listen to me as I explain it a little bit in this video. Tune in.
Watch this.
When viewing our live show in your app, please click share. After clicking share, your screen should change and you can then click watch party. On the next screen, you can write text to your viewing audience and then click start watch party. You've done it. Enjoy your party.
All right.
All right.
Okay, that's how you start a watch party.
Wow.
It's super easy.
Do
we
it.
hope you do that.
Do
we
it.
chase our pursuit of finding gay culture and gay community, and that's the best way you can share us with your friends.
And
All
if
right.
You, and if you share us on Facebook or you watch us on YouTube, you can also subscribe on YouTube so that you stay in touch with the LGBTQ plus issues, community, politics, events. Make sure you subscribe and set up your notifications
Now-
so you're always alerted.
Absolutely.
ladies.
Like and
Everything
share us.
we
Thank
do.
you, Joe. You know, while you were talking, I know we're celebrating Halloween, but
Are we?
forgive me
Let's
for
go like
asking
it.
this question. Are you in a Halloween costume, or is this what the Log Cabin Republicans do?
And go, Aaron.
This is my homage to Jon Snow. Okay.
Snow, all
yes.
right.
And I have my dragon at home, my poof dragon at home.
You don't think you're going to take the Iron Throne, do
And
you?
oh,
No.
you got it, honey.
No,
Yep.
no.
I swear we're going to have some
My
more.
dragon,
Still Game of Thrones
my
spoilers 5
dragon
months
and my
later.
wolf is at home too.
Okay.
I heard the
All
ending
right.
of that was real disappointing, too.
Oh, all right.
I don't like how you looked at me when you said that, Mr. Phoenix.
One last thought. My sidekick is sitting next to me.
Sidekick.
We just did a brand new show called Happening.Fun.
That's right.
And we're broadcasting fun things to do.
Things to
And,
fun in South
we
Florida.
just did it live at 7 o'clock. And let us show you a little tease about what we just did. And we hope you'll follow us there at Happening.Fun. Watch this.
Tonight, only on happening.fun. We are attractions. We are casino events. We are nightlife. We are festivals. We are concerts. We are Florida events. We are movies. We are sports. We are live performance. With your host, Napoleon Plays. With your moderator, Al Ferguson. Celebrities and interviews. Jonas Brothers. Ariana Grande. Let's plan ahead. Santa's Enchanted Forest. Riptide Music Festival. Out and About. AC Squared. Equality Florida Broward Gala. The Fun 5. Camelot Days Medieval Festival. Halloween and the Day of the Dead arrive. It's all happening tonight on South Florida's most popular live source for things to fun. Only on happening.fun.
All right, that's what we're doing, showing you fun things to do in South Florida, in the gayest place on planet Earth. Let's move directly right into the show. Now, as everyone in America knows, we start It's Happening Out with the meme of the week. It kind of gives us a pulse of what's going on. sometimes we're a little one-sided, aren't we,
A
Joe?
little?
A little, yeah.
Nothing I send in.
We
ever.
got to do a little more. We got to do a little better in our balance. But even with that said, let's hit him with the meme of the week. And our meme of the week goes: looks like someone sees the writing on the wall. Trump digging his own grave.
We know that couldn't have been from him because
You
it was
sure
spelled
it's his
correctly.
or not Adam Schiff's? Or
Yeah,
Nancy
well-
Oh, please don't say Hillary. Please don't
Yes.
say Hillary.
Please don't say
Oh,
The emails are
That would be
done.
even better.
We're finished with the emails. All right.
It's done.
Let's-
he needs to be put to bed.
Let's move into the best thing of the week. We always like to start the top of the show with something that's fun for our gay community or our gay allied community. And this is the best thing of the week. It's Halloween after all, so let's do a best thing of the week that is themed for Halloween. And did you know why gays are never featured in horror movies? We found out why this week. The best thing of the week.
Oh.
Watch this. Wow.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Why? I want to know if that was filmed at the 2016 Republican National Convention. Was it?
No, I would have seen that.
Okay, well, that's why gays are never in horror movies. That's our best thing of the week. Let's get our show started by some drinks.
Yeah.
I think you're all better when I've drank more.
Yeah.
I don't know why that is,
You
but
know,
all right,
Swallow
so
that.
let's play our game, I'd Swallow That. Now, everybody knows in America, Ellen has her lawn boy. RuPaul has her pit crew. Finally, Al,
have
and
my
It's
pool boy.
Happening,
Al.
right? Al,
Oh.
It's Happening out has our Iho boy. And so we're going to do shots. And I would like to bring out our new Iho boy, Alexander. And Alexander's going to bring us shots. Come on in.
I ho, I ho.
Hello,
Off to work we
Alexander.
go.
Oh, my. Alexander, you have the most beautiful arms. Can I just tell you? They are beautiful.
I really thought you
And
were going to
last.
keep shots and like
And everything
Alexander,
else. But
Alexander's
doesn't
also
he have too much
nimble
on?
because he's walking through the set here at Bubbles and Pearls oh so gingerly. And he is our new Iho shot boy for I'd Swallow That.
I love strong
Play
and gentle
along,
at the same time.
play along with us, America. Get a drink, get water, get soda, get vodka. That's the best. I'm going to
Live
ask,
proud, preferably.
I'm going to ask 4 questions. If you agree, you take the shot, host. If you disagree, you don't take the shot. Everybody knows the rules. Play along with us at home, America.
can we save our shots if we don't take them?
Well, we'll see. First question. Hosts have not heard the questions. Question number 1. I must admit, I'm a bit of a procrastinator.
Are we going to procrastinate taking the shot? Are we just going to wait and just not
Shut
and
up,
not and wait?
Napoleon.
I do my best work under pressure.
Really?
Under pressure.
Napoleon?
exception.
Oh, we all took the shot.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Aaron kind of, he's doing a sippy thing.
Wait, America, let
that
me
a sippy
assure you.
He's
cup?
procrastinating.
If Alexander, our shot boy, could come out with 12 shots, Aaron Phoenix would be taking 12 shots. Right?
Probably.
Right, probably. All right.
Listen, I'm self-aware. You know, I'm working on it. Thanks.
Alexander.
I'm eventually working on it.
Alexander, oh, shot boy.
Oh, yes, yes.
Whoa!
Are we doing anything else?
We're doing
wait.
question number 2.
I want the
Alexander,
techie.
by the way, Alexander, we're in the gayest place on planet Earth. We're on Wilton Drive, and just moments from Bubbles and Pearls here on Wilton Drive is Johnson's nightclub.
The
and
sexiest
Alexander
place on the drive.
is
Definitely
the
very sexy.
sexiest place and the gayest place on planet Earth. We
Sure.
love Johnson's. Actually, it's kind of a strippish bar, which I had never been to. And who takes me to Johnson's after a year of being in South Florida? Josie and Marcy.
Yep. Not
And I
surprised.
sat between them and felt so safe and had so much fun.
You see
Thank you.
Alexander
One of my
dance
favorite
on that
spots.
pole?
Yes, it was
Oh
amazing.
my
All right,
God.
I'd swallow that. Question number 2. Oh my goodness.
He's already drunk, folks.
I
And we win.
And
Question number 2. I'd swallow that. I will taste most things at least once.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
I'm going to live in most. Most.
You know, in science
I'm gonna
class, they
take
tell
my
you
time
like not to
tasting this one
taste
through.
things because it could be chemically bad for you. No, just go in, stick your tongue on it, lick it up. Tastes great.
Aaron Dar, I'm curious, you did not take your shot.
I didn't.
Is that a millennial thing?
No, it's just I'm a gold star gay, so I've only tasted one thing.
Wait.
Ah.
I took it the extra
Wait,
mile. Okay.
America, wait. We've got lots of straight allies, so we're going to have to provide some definitions
Some
of
definitions.
terms.
Context.
Explain gold star gay.
So a gold star gay is someone who identifies as homosexual, and they have only ever been with the same gender that they identify as. So I've
Right.
only ever been with men.
Oh, so you have you
That's a very
define, now I
diplomatic
get it.
description.
It's a very
You
diplomatic
define
answer.
taste of most things, meaning you've only tasted men, is what you just said.
I've had some men.
Yeah. We got it.
Back
We
to the
got it.
opening question. That was to stop the
some,
show.
some
That was a
need
very
to be
political answer.
qualified.
I'm
Exactly.
impressed.
All right. Let's move on to our next question, which means, because almost all of us took the shot, we have to go, Alexander, oh, shot boy.
Whoa.
Oh. I do not know if the cameras are catching you below the
Listen,
waist.
I'm installing a
We are.
pole, okay? I'm
But
Can
installing
I
a pole.
taste this one at
We
least once?
are, right. All right, here we go. Question number 3. I'd swallow that. I have a nasty habit I would love to get rid of in a blink of an eye.
I have never referred to as a habit before.
A habit.
Can you not really? Like, no. Wow. Let that wash over
Just
you.
let it die.
I do
As you
have
get
a
punched in the
nasty
face.
That was self-loathing.
Yeah.
How you enjoying those shots there, Joe? Live proud doing the thing for
Live
you.
Proud's doing it good for me.
All right. What nasty habit?
There's so many. If I honestly
Tell me only one. Right to it.
Procrastinating. Jesus.
No.
No.
Something else. A nasty habit.
I am told every single day by somebody that may or may not be to my right that I need to be a better communicator to achieve my goals. And I know it's true. Unfortunately, I hate when you're
Now,
right.
see,
It kills
I
me.
hate that
It
you've
kills
revealed
me.
that to America because all of America right now is saying, Al, I think less of you for spending any time on Napoleon Place.
America
Oh.
cannot think less of you. I promise.
Okay. So what's the nasty habit for you?
Is it? Wow.
Wait.
You said nasty. I am not
Oh.
revealing.
Oh.
I just want it gone in a
All
blink of an eye, okay?
All right. And Joe, what's your nasty habit?
Well, it
He's a
was
Republican.
him.
It was what?
It was a him, and he's gone.
Oh, the nasty habit was a person, and you got rid of that habit.
I
Oh,
did.
congratulations
Good
to
for you.
you. All right. Let's move on
Was
to
it Trump
question.
that you got rid of, or
Question
still working
number
on that?
4. I'd swallow that. Our final shot, of course, requires Alexander. Oh, shot boy.
Okay, he still has clothes on. Okay.
If you guys are down here in the South Florida community, if you're coming to visit, if you're here right now, yeah. Alexander's working at Johnson's tonight, so
Hey, man.
go
Really?
visit him.
You're a
Al's
We're
going
gonna
to be there
go.
right
Let's
after
go.
here.
Let's
Wait,
go.
you're at Johnson's tonight?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's on
well,
the
I
back
ended
of
up with
his.
two. That's fair. I'll take 2 from Alexander.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
Thank
Sit
you,
on
Alexander. We appreciate you being here. We might have to go to Johnson's
Yeah, let's
tonight.
do it.
That
Yes.
sounds fun. All right, here we go. I'd swallow that. Question number 4. I've seen every episode of It's Happening Out that I'm in.
Woo! Yeah, of course.
This is the, right?
That's a cop out.
That's
I
a
am.
seat for you, Aaron Dar.
Al, what do you most like about watching yourself? It's your ego.
You know, it's very funny. I've learned a lot about myself in watching this show. I found out, Al, you talk too much.
You found out?
I did find that out.
God,
And
we're making
second-
progress in these streets.
I know.
Ditto on that
exactly.
one. Okay.
And second, in watching the show, I realized that I'm really curious and interested in the world. I watch it in the show, and when I ask y'all questions, it's mostly because I am very curious in what you have to say.
How we can feel better than you. He's curious.
You did a partial show with us when we did the HRC
I did.
CNN debates.
Yes.
By the way, Aaron Dar was on a show that we set beyond records. We did the opening of the CNN LGBTQ plus debate.
The presidential forum.
And the presidential forum, rather. And that night we had 830,000 people watching that show.
Yes.
Isn't that incredible?
LGBTQ plus community really wants to be involved and wants to have a voice. So thank
Aaron,
you guys.
I'm curious, when you watched that show and you realized how many people had watched you, what did you think?
I should get my roots done. Just kidding. No, I was really happy. You know, I think that the show is wonderful for it to be able to educate not just the LGBTQ community, but also our allies on issues that help to shape the fabric of our lives. So I was very happy about that.
You know, it's funny. Your boss, Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz, I got it right. She made that very clear. We worked with her at the Stonewall Pride Parade.
Oh, wonderful.
And she made the point that allies were so critically important to the gay community. And,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
exact point that you just made. All right, so that's our game. I'd swallow that. Play with us every week. We do it every week. It's a lot of fun. We learn about our hosts every week.
And we just learned Aaron Phoenix will swallow for fun. So there you go.
Yeah, all right.
I agree.
All right, so we're going to move on to Happening Now. And Happening Now is a segment that we do of breaking trending news. And the breaking trending news, there's one topic in America, and it's about, Donald Trump and impeachment.
I'm shocked.
Wait, who is that?
I know.
I'm
I
shocked.
think I've heard that name before.
It's happening now, breaking trending news tomorrow. Tomorrow. The House is going to vote on the impeachment inquiry resolution.
Finally.
And basically, we're getting to the point, we're not even going to show you even a video package about it because we've done so much on it. What do y'all think about what's going to happen tomorrow?
Finally.
Are we sure?
Are we waiting? Or what are we waiting for? We need to take the vote. We need to take the vote. We need to communicate to the American public that this is beyond, political persuasion. That this is about real issues. It's about our country. It's about how we move forward as a society, a unified society.
Yes,
Other
Josie
thoughts?
2020.
Are we sure this can't be filibustered or delayed or pushed back by something
It
in
can't
every
be in the
possible
House.
way?
The Democrats are firmly in control in the House. It cannot be stopped. At least the vote.
It's really the House resolution is really launching.
I'm going to push you a little closer here. You keep talking.
Okay, really launching an inquiry, actually license to hunt for stuff. And the reason I say that is because this House resolution sets up 5 committees that can actually go after information. So it's gone far beyond what was originally the inquiry about
Ukraine.
the Ukraine. Now you've got the Intelligence Committee, the Finance Committee, Foreign Affairs, Judiciary, Oversight, Reform, Ways and Means. So they're fishing
What you're saying
for
is
something.
they're going to pile on now.
Well, they have nothing with respect to Ukraine,
like
so they're out fishing
millions of
for-
hours of TV
for whatever
footage
else
of
they
admitting
can
mis-
find.
of admitting to
They
crimes.
couldn't get anything with collusion in Russia. So
You know, that's really
they're out
interesting. You're
searching
saying
for
all
more.
these documents that they're trying to subpoena and come up with to make the best case to put this president on trial to the American people. And it's really interesting.
Because
If
he
you
did
have
nothing.
nothing to hide, then put it all out there. Release your tax returns.
He actually did. He actually did put the transcript out there of the Ukraine, which took all of the Democrats by surprise because they can read it and go, "There is nothing
Wait,
wrong."
what
It
did you
wasn't
say?
a
no.
transcript. It was a memo.
Right.
So, huh?
Yeah.
It wasn't a transcript. It was a memo.
Yeah.
It was
no
the
verbatim. There
transcript.
no
It was not.
Memo.
It was a
It was a
summary
memo.
No,
of the call.
it was not a summary. It is a transcript.
I know.
It is.
Incorrect.
It is done as
Fake news.
transcript.
As the Republicans say, fake news.
Howard Phoenix is at home saying, we're going to roll it back next
Yeah,
week.
we'll
Jerry."
fact check it for you.
I'm curious to Aaron's observation. It's a different train, but I'm curious to your observation now. We've had almost 3 years. Next month will be 3 years. And he defended not revealing his taxes. Do you feel today, just as an example, he is still defensible of not revealing his taxes as an example of many examples. Do you still
yes,
feel
there's no reason for him to release this tax return.
But every
They're
president
middle of
in
an
our
audit.
history has done so. And every candidate that has virtually ever run for the office of the president of the United States, both Democrat, Republican, even Jill Stein and libertarians, God love them, they all
Not
have done
every-
it. It's
not every
setting a
candidate
standard for
has
the
as much
American
business
people.
interest as he
If you
does.
have nothing to hide, release your tax return.
You're dissuading us from the actual topic, just like Trump does. I want to talk about the actual vote itself, because what was it, 51% that voted to actually have him impeached for this? But it takes more than that to actually get them out of office, correct?
Yeah, it takes
Mr.
Yeah,
Mr.
but
Government
there's
people.
actually a question whether or not you're going to get the votes, because right now they're counting 220 something. There's 431 people in the House.
Well, now wait.
So they have to
I
get a
think that
majority
is
to do
breaking news, at least from our community.
Mm-hmm.
Are you suggesting that the House may not get enough votes to impeach him to impeach to get to the Senate? Is that what you're saying
They
now?
may not have enough votes to pass this House resolution
Tomorrow.
to launch for impeachment.
Oh.
That is correct.
That is spooky.
I guess we'll see.
What happens? What happens if an overwhelming majority of the Democrats vote tomorrow? Would that change your perspective of what's really going on?
No, because it's still a witch hunt.
No, because he couldn't be guilty.
Okay.
I love the
People say
word witch
guilty.
hunt. It sounds
Yeah.
so common from I think of that term associated with from 1992 and on with that vast far right-wing conspiracy against the Clintons, which we saw overwhelmingly in the 2016 election.
Oh my God, which is all true.
It's so interesting
How
to
many
me.
people are dead?
Joe,
as a
I'm
result of
curious.
Clinton?
One other thing I want to
Oh, go to
ask you
Turkey and
about.
find out.
Now, you know I'm an avid consumer of both sides.
Yes.
I'm an avid consumer. One of the things that I have seen a tremendous amount in the last week is Republicans that had a completely different perspective of standards in the House, standards in the Senate over the Clinton impeachment.
Yeah.
Everybody. And you watch their words from that era to their words this era, they have really flipped.
Actually-
and Democrats have done the same thing.
Well-
Does the hypocrisy on both sides strike you as this is what's wrong with our system?
I think the Republicans have been pushing for consistency with
Yeah,
with the
consistently
process.
crazy.
Just
With,
lying.
Wait.
with the process.
I want to hear the answer.
Consistency with the process that was involved with Clinton, and consistency with the process that was involved with Nixon.
Let me give you one specific example. The president's decision and the State Department's decision to say to ignore or violate whatever word you want to use. Let's not get caught up in the descriptive adjectives of submitting to the subpoenas. The Republicans during the Clinton initiative impeachment process said he had absolutely an obligation to have any testimony that the subpoenas called for in Congress. Many of those same Republican congressmen have almost done 180 split. Does that hypocrisy of their words then and their words now, including the Democrats, I'm giving it all of them, does that bother
I'm not sure
you?
it's a matter of testimony. It's a matter of testimony, but you're also some of the requests have gone into what is considered executive privilege. Executive privilege
two
has
of the
always been
representatives
maintained.
that testified at the State Department from the State Department yesterday were specifically instructed not to, and they
Correct.
and they decided that they would. And one of the big arguments was that they were complying with the subpoena and used the same congressman's words on the Republican side during the Clinton impeachment for the exact same standard.
And you can find the completely opposite language from Adam Schiff.
Joe,
Adam Schiff during the
I'm going to try
during
one
the
more
Clinton
time.
impeachment.
I hear you. It's
Correct.
both sides. I
So-
hear you. All I'm
This
trying to
over here,
hear.
and I'm going to do something over here.
I'll try one more time and then I'll move on.
Okay.
Does the hypocrisy on both sides?
It does strike me. Yes.
It does strike you.
Yes.
That's all I was pursuing. All right. Let's move out of happening now breaking news and move to celebrity hot topics. Lots of interesting things happening in celebrity hot topics. First, we're going to talk about RuPaul one more time, and I'm so glad Power Infinity is not here to do it.
True.
RuPaul has announced a new Drag Race spin-off featuring all celebrity competitors. Before we have any words on this, watch what's going to happen. Ross is going to tell us about it. Watch.
Just a couple days ago, get ready for Celebrity Drag Race.
Yeah.
Right.
We're doing some specials with VH1, so to whet everybody's appetite.
Right.
You know, we have season 12 coming, All Stars 5, and we are doing these celebrity specials, and they're so much fun.
Yeah. If you could have any celebrity on the show, who would you love?
Well, we always say we want, Judge Judy or Ruth
Oh,
Bader
yes.
Ginsburg.
Judge Judy is just across the hall.
Is she, what?
Yeah, she's here.
Judy! I'm coming.
All right. Who else besides her?
I'd love to have Adele on. We want, of course, Liza, Madonna, Cher.
The classic.
The classics. Yeah, I heard myself. Yeah. That was a real gay sentence I just said, wasn't it?
We're going to show you a clip. And, for aficionados of the show, of which there are many, you've seen Ross do this before. This is a challenge, and you're sort of directing them.
Yeah, so before the runway, they have a challenge every episode, and a lot of times I go in there and direct and work with the girls, and some are easier than others.
Okay.
Well, first off, Ross Matthews has just proved he's the gayest man on planet Earth. Ross, you would be welcome here to Wilton Manors. You'd fit right in.
As moderator, confused about the show. I thought people like Cher and Madonna didn't need a drag makeover. I thought they were
Exactly. What are they going to dress
Right? They're
themselves?
already
That's the whole
dressed.
thing?
What do y'all think about Celebrity
Oh my
Drag
God,
Race?
my eyes rolled so hard they bowled a perfect score on this one. Okay? I'm sorry, but another spinoff. Come on. We already got a McDonald's in every country.
Yeah.
So my theory is when your show's in trouble after so many years, you go for the celebrity to try and bring people back to view
Bring
it.
them in.
Yeah. Okay.
We are
Not
not
that we're
seventh
dissing gay
child on the
media.
Brady
Look,
bunching this. This is
look.
a big deal.
Look, I love RuPaul's Drag Race. Come on. I love RuPaul.
But enough's enough.
It just struck me as a little
Maybe you'll be
interesting.
invited back to be one of the people that goes in drag.
Rue,
Probably
I'm dying to see you do anything else. Let me just put it
All right. All right. Exactly.
Eastwood or
Let's
Arnie on there.
right.
Then
Let's
people
move
can
on.
watch.
Let's talk about Miley Cyrus.
Please.
She shocked fans this week by talking about you don't have to be gay. She got a big avalanche poured on her about her comments about your penis didn't have to be a gay man. It was really interesting. Before we have any conversation, watch what exactly she said. Watch this.
Guys, you don't understand. I've been a stan. Like I relate to the stans.
But then I stand him and he forgot.
I stand her and then she stand me while I didn't stand her, and now we stand each other.
Like at the same time.
She stand me when I didn't know it. She stand me.
I know. I was being a little too I was just being I don't know, hardcore feminist vibes and just I don't know, not allowing anyone in, but now I am. There are good men out there, guys. Don't give up. You don't have to be gay. There are good people with dicks out there. You just gotta find them. You gotta find a dick that's not a dick, you know what I mean?
You don't have to be gay.
I know. I always thought I had to be gay because I just thought all guys were evil, but it's not true. There are good people out there that just happen to have dicks.
Why are we clapping for that?
I tell you, I love Miley Cyrus. I absolutely love Miley Cyrus. She's growing into a absolute mature woman that is
Human
beyond
rights
sexy.
advocate.
What do you
for
think
sure.
about her observations? You don't have to be gay to find the right
Well,
thing.
you don't have to be obnoxious and an appropriator either, but here we are, Miley. I mean,
You thought
here
that was
we are.
obnoxious and
You know,
inappropriate?
no, I said an appropriator.
Oh, an appropriator.
yeah.
So what was she appropriating in that context?
Oh God, we're gonna have to unpack that one on a whole other episode segment.
We've gone into appropriation.
I
but we
just
don't
can't
have to
believe
start
she
the
gave
whole
up Liam. I mean, if you can get
know,
Liam,
Liam is
what
hot.
the hell
What?
else do you
No, wait.
need?
Nice brother.
No. Let's
sorry.
focus. Her point is, for a while, I felt like I was giving up on straight men because they weren't gay men. Gay men were better than straight men, and they had dicks. It's possible to find a great straight man with dick.
Yeah.
That's her point. What do y'all think about
was her
that?
point. I think
The conversation is neutral. I mean, she has the right to say whatever her
She wants to
experience.
say.
She's speaking from her own experience. If she's trying to say, "Hey guys," I mean, she's played on the opposite team, you know? Like, who cares? She's just simply stating neutral statement.
No, it's not even neutral. What she's saying is a person can be a dick or they can be a great person. It doesn't matter what their sexuality is. What she's saying is all people are created equal, and sometimes that means you're a shitty person.
To
and
me,
sometimes it
that
means you're a
is
great
neutral.
person.
That's not what I got at all.
So tell me.
That's not what I got at all.
did you
It
get?
sounds to me like she's reinforcing this whole thing of, oh, well, I thought that all men were assholes, so I was going to be a lesbian. And that's reinforcing this whole thing that lesbians are only lesbians because they just haven't found the right man yet.
You don't
that's
have to.
I agree
have
with
to do anything.
I agree with that sentiment as well. I think it was just a really poor choice of words. But let us remind ourselves that she has been nothing short of an amazing ally and advocate for the LGBT community. People make mistakes.
Her words. I'm going to move on unless there's something really significant. I'm going to move on. Topic 3 in Celebrity Hot Topics is about Cher, but not really about Cher. There was a firing this week for someone in education that used the N-word, and it was the death penalty for his job. Let us set this up for you first before we talk about Cher and what she said. Watch this.
Students move to action. Walking out of classes today at a Madison, Wisconsin high school demanding fired security guard Marlon Anderson get his job back for using the N-word. Students carried signs of support, including one that read, "Context matters."
They just pretty much police the word, and you have no leeway. If the word is uttered, you will be fired.
An 11-year staffer in the school district, Anderson confronted a disruptive African-American student being removed from campus, telling the student to stop calling him the N-word, repeating the word himself. He was later terminated for violating a zero-tolerance policy. Respect! The teachers union has filed a grievance on Anderson's behalf.
Every kid and every student it needs to be educated on. So I just think it was misunderstanding, and I just think it's ridiculous.
In a statement, the superintendent said racial slurs will not be tolerated when said by anyone in any school setting, no matter the circumstances.
I will not be called that word, and I have the right to tell a student not to call me that.
The district says a review of the current approach around racial slurs is underway. Ron Mott, NBC News.
What a powerful moment.
Wow. Good for him.
He specifically calls out the idea that context of words matter. Now, we know it. It's happening out. We use every word there is, but the context matters. The school system has zero tolerance, so he repeats the word
that he was
to
being
say
called.
stop.
Yeah.
What do y'all think about what he said here and what should happen?
Go ahead.
I always got emotional just seeing the support that he had from the community. I didn't expect that to be the focus of that story. And just seeing a younger generation that is more empowered to speak up when they see things that are wrong. I know that there are bullying campaigns all over, but just seeing that happen and seeing the results.
Come on, Gen Z.
Yeah,
it's
come on, Gen Z.
incredible. Whatever you guys did to people younger than us, it's nice to see that next group is starting to
I just think
that.
the PC police have gone way too far.
Yeah.
This
PC correctness is what
PC
you're...
correctness.
Yeah.
It's just
And it's
Well, this is an example of misdirected allyship or misguided allyship. They want to just police the words, like you said, but you've got to realize that there are nuances to these conversations. A black person who's had that word used against them, speaking out against it, is a totally different situation than using it as an attack.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
And it's in any community, in person, online, anywhere. You can't just focus on an individual thing. You have to put it into context.
You know what caught my attention on this story was the fact, and remember, our monitor's very low.
Yep.
Your eyes are going very low, so pay attention to that.
Alexander's
What caught my attention in this story was Cher, but for a very unique reason. Cher is no way going to abide by people that use the N-word or call me a faggot or call you whatever Jewish slur or whatever the slur is. Cher's not going to support that. Cher comes out and says, wait, I'm going to pick up your legal expenses in defense of you because this has gone too far.
Wow. Yeah.
Which brought me to a complete stop because
hero.
Cher is doing the exact opposite of everything she has stood for her entire life, but in a positive way. She's attacking the word, meaning she is standing up for him using the N-word. But because it wasn't
The context.
the
Context matters.
was different.
Context matters.
Very interesting story. We're going to watch this because this is a big story in America.
You don't see Madonna doing that.
Topic number 4. Here we go on Madonna. Topic number 4. R&B, another super interesting thing happened this week. R&B singer Tank, a long time LGBTQ ally, said in a live interview that sucking dick even twice doesn't make you gay. There was an avalanche on him about that, and then sexual ambiguity comments started in that Tank is secretly gay. Let's set that conversation up by watching this.
You're confusing. No, you're confusing the two because you're insinuating that he once was a liar, right? So he's maintained that he's never lied. That's never been his position.
Only
right?
about women.
Only those 2 times about those 2 girls.
So let's say a guy sucked a dick one time.
Jesus Christ.
Does that mean that? What does that mean? Say twice. You said twice earlier.
Why are you so
Guy sucked a
confused?
dick twice. I'm waiting for the rest of this. A guy sucked a dick twice. Does that make him gay?
No. Here's the thing. Okay, so
I just sucked a dick twice.
And this is twice as excessive. Okay, but let's dig into it, right? Okay,
he did.
He sucked the dick once, right? And then he's like, I'm not sure if I liked it or not.
Let me try it again.
Let me try it again. And then he says, you know what? It's not for me. Don't like the taste. You see what I'm saying?
Don't like the taste.
We're not talking about chicken. We talking about dicking.
Well, you know what?
Dick in his jaw.
Dick in his jaw.
How you made a bar out of chicken and
Because
dick.
she's an artist at heart. It's natural. It comes natural.
But it doesn't mean he's gay. It means he sucked dick twice.
Okay. So just for the sake of your argument, that's okay. I got you.
Because the art of being gay is being gay.
It's being
It's
in
a
the moment.
continuous state of being.
Wow, wait. Before we talk about it, a wall fell on him for those comments. Then he took to Twitter to specifically answer those comments. First, good for him to do that. Watch his Twitter response. We have that for you. Watch this.
BDE.
Look, make sure you go watch Lip Service. My interview on Lip Service, Angela Yee and the girls. I said what I said. Y'all so goddamn homophobic. You got to watch the whole clip. In any event, it's just homophobia is real. Let me just tell you that. It's just as real as racism, classism, all of these things, and just as damaging. And it plagues our community the worst. That's this can't be used as a negative. You can't use a human being's existence as a negative. We're going through enough shit. You know what I'm saying? We're going through enough. Like, you don't do that. Like, I get it. You want to call me gay, whatever. I don't have to defend that to you or to anybody. You don't have that power over me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hell yeah.
Wow. What did y'all think about this is an R&B singer?
Yo, he was already hot, and then now he just got really.
Did he get hot
Oh my
here?
God.
What did y'all think?
I was thinking Power Infinity.
Yeah.
Said what I said.
I'm going to go follow him on Twitter right now, and I want to acknowledge him for having a sense of humor, for speaking his truth. I mean, I don't necessarily agree if you do it once and you do it twice, whatever, that's debatable. But I mean, that takes a lot of courage for him to say that.
R&B singer.
Yeah, rock on, brother.
And can we unpack though for a second
Sure.
the fact that we gotta divorce ourselves from gender and genitals. Just because somebody just because you can suck dick, I've sucked a lot of women's dicks. I'm just saying, and those were not male interactions. You take that however you want to, and
Sexual identity
and
is not
unwrap it
sexual
however you want.
orientation.
But it doesn't come down to just dicks and vaginas. Come on, we got to grow up, people. There's a lot more fluidity to the world.
And to be clear, what you're saying is there's gigantic difference between
what I
your
thought you were about to say.
sexuality and the actual function of the sexual act from your
Or
genitals.
just what your body parts are. Different people
Well,
have different body parts.
okay.
They're
Yeah,
not-
That was
Any
my
other
first
thoughts?
time seeing that actually, and his Twitter response, I would have really appreciated that mature response in the other setting where I felt that was very homophobic. They were making fun of the idea of two men together.
Really? Now,
I did find it like
you
that.
felt that offensive because it was a joke.
I did, and I also think it would have been an opportunity for him to use his voice as someone who is in the R&B hip hop industry, as well as someone who's African American, to talk about the homophobia that we often see in the African American
Aaron,
community.
I've got to ask you: is that feeling formulated being a millennial in your 20s, younger? Because I'm in my 50s and I didn't have that reaction at all.
Well,
is that a generational response?
I don't know. I mean, I think to each is their own, that's for sure. But I see other people in a group setting laughing about the idea of two men loving each other, whether it be a one-night stand or for the rest of their lives. If they were talking about a male and a female having intimate relations, they wouldn't be laughing like that. That was homophobic, and I really would have appreciated his.
I don't know if they were. I don't know if they were laughing at the.
That was
no,
a
no.
fun interaction.
I don't
He
think
was not
that,
having fun.
Wait.
I don't think that they were laughing at the two men. I think that they were laughing at the fact that he was revealing possibly something about himself.
I fully agree with Aaron. They were the exact phrase that she said was like, "It's not chicken. You're going for a dickin." The thing is, any kind of preference is something that you want to figure out and learn. It's funny, but it is homophobic.
It is homophobic.
I'm curious.
You can't explore your
I'm curious.
sexuality.
Please let me ask. Just yes or no. Do you agree with this observation?
No.
Do you agree with this observation?
No.
Now look, I'm just telling you. You're in the middle. Joe and I are at one end, generationally.
Yep.
Y'all are at the other end of the generation. And the only thing that I challenge you in terms of considering here is I suspect this is a generational response because we're not seeing that at all.
You know,
I totally saw it.
I'm on you guys' side. I don't. This was a situation of obviously a group of friends, obviously a group of people that's comfortable with each other. I think they were laughing more about their sarcastic comments. But he used that moment to sit there and educate those women.
But it's those sarcastic comments that were insensitive.
that they
Because
were
if it wasn't
making,
two men and we
in
were talking about people who are trans.
I heard
or
that
people
part.
About
But
people
in
of color,
response,
it would have been.
I heard that part.
Okay.
But in response, he then went on to say, "Okay, hold up. Let's talk about how you can suck dick twice and not necessarily be gay." He did use that moment and that platform to educate. Yes, the people in the room were saying problematic shit. And he used that moment and that BDE to say, "Hold up, I'm gonna, that big dick energy. I'm secure in my masculinity enough to be able to explain this to a bunch of straight women." And we gotta back off that zero tolerance.
So you're saying that it was everyone else that was being homophobic, though, not him.
Well, I thought it was unfair for them to put him in such an uncomfortable predicament.
Well, that's entertainment, though.
It is
Aaron.
entertainment. I,
mean,
get it, but
this
I
is a
found it
talk
to be
show.
vulgar and offensive, and I found the whole situation to be homophobic.
So what do you think of Howard Stern? I mean, that is mild.
Babe,
compared
I
to
don't
Howard
watch.
Stern.
I don't watch trash.
Yeah,
TV.
that's not the point of his question. His question is, we clearly know the joke that Howard Stern is telling. People do not believe that Howard Stern is homophobic because he tells the joke and in various implementations.
No,
That's
but he also has conversations with people, and the conversations get to be very off color and out of context. And laughing about things.
Guys,
we as,
it's
we
not
as
off,
people in our own group.
Last thought. Here,
it's not off limits. We got to be able to joke around with each other for fuck's sake.
you.
Like we
Yes.
can tell jokes, we can take a joke, but then we can unpack the issues behind it.
I want to close this segment of going. Did I just hear, in terms of political correctness, Aaron Phoenix and Joe Brookman agree?
Yep.
Did I hear that?
Oh wow! Yay!
Okay.
We've been trying to tell you.
No, there is possibility in the world.
It's possible. It's the only thing.
One last thought, America. I frequently like to take a highlighter and highlight something. I am very proud that this cast, this host, can, and with Tank, an R&B singer, can connect the dots and elevate this moment to a conversation that is super valuable for all of us.
Substance.
I would
Yes.
suggest to you that this conversation is not going to take place at all in America.
Yep.
So as a result, we just justified it's happening out. That's my thought there. Let's move out of celebrity hot topics to headlines. There are many big headlines this week. Headline number one. First off, the lawsuit against Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz and the DNC by Bernie supporters has been dropped due to filing errors. We're not even going to show you a single video package on it. Just quick observations. What do y'all think?
This is a perfect example of why we need to know what we're doing with the impeachment inquiry and not jump the gun, because you can't be having filing errors be a reason why your whole ball gets dropped.
I love that segue to Trump. I love it. Let's deflect.
Let's deflect.
No, it's interesting. It's unfortunate that it was due to filing errors because I personally believe that Congresswoman Wasserman Schultz did nothing wrong. If you look at the math with both delegates and superdelegates, because I've been very involved with the Democratic Party since the age of 16, if you take superdelegates completely out of the picture, which is 3 years ago, yeah, cute. If you take superdelegates completely out of the picture, Hillary was still ahead by almost 300 delegates. Math is math. Don't sit here and tell me that 2 + 2 is 5. 2 + 2 is 4. He didn't have enough delegates. He was never going to win the nomination.
Thank you. And that's exactly my point with the Electoral College and Trump winning.
Yes, you're right. It was created by white men for white men. Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Institutional.
I do kind of like you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the box of ballots that was from my county where I voted to be counted and not just
Broward County, right.
Yeah, it just sat there for
One
months. Didn't matter at
quick
all.
thing for
Literally.
Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Related to Bernie Sanders and the supporters of Bernie Sanders, is he going to get behind whoever is the ultimate Democratic nomination? Will he do it?
I would hope.
No.
I think that he will. I hope that he does. I was
Hopes
disappointed.
and wishes get you nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I think that Bernie Sanders could have done a lot more for Hillary Clinton in 2016 after
That's
the
my
primary.
point. Is he going to do that in 2020?
I hope that the candidate.
Wait, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I hope that the candidate that wins is going to be somebody that he can actually support internally, because he won't say that he supports somebody that he doesn't actually support.
Exactly.
And he didn't actually support Hillary Clinton, and he would
didn't.
not
Okay,
compromise his
all
words.
right.
So I'm terrified he will not support the
I'm
person
going to
that we
let
choose.
that be.
No, wait. This is going to be really important because all of the Democratic candidates are on stage saying they're committed to defeating Donald Trump. If the commitment is to defeat Donald Trump, then regardless of what's in the way, Mr. Bernie Sanders is going to have to get behind or either lead the charge.
He did not
has
do that.
nothing to
He
do
did the exact same thing in 2016.
jobs,
He did
prosperity,
not do it.
I just
So,
hope that
wait.
at the end of the day he supports the Democratic nominee, whoever she
I
is.
want to close the headline
Whoever
topic
she is.
by a yes or no question. In your opinion, with the information you have at this moment, is Bernie Sanders going to get behind who the ultimate, it's not going to be him, likely, is going to get behind the ultimate nominee for the Democratic Party? Yes or no?
Not in the way they should, so no.
Yes or no?
Nope.
No. I
No.
heard a resounding no.
Absolutely not. No.
Yes or no?
Yes, he's going to back Elizabeth Warren 100%.
Okay. Nice. Yes or no?
No, he won't.
No.
Unfortunately, he won't.
Yes or no?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
But if you're watching, please do.
Okay.
Please do.
It's also
move
important to
into-
know he's not a Democrat.
No.
Just
Let's
saying.
move on.
gonna have
We're
sour
moving
grapes
into
for
headline
Senator
number 2. The World Series is going on.
I know.
It's
Baseball.
big news. Baseball, America's
favorite thing.
sport.
Is it?
And we,
The top of the
at
fourth.
It's, at
the top of the
It's
fourth, and
Happening
Houston
Out,
is ahead 1-0.
all of the gay boys and girls that It's Happening Out turn America's pastime and the World Series into something about Donald Trump. Watch this video. Okay, America, first and foremost, this is the World Series. I cannot recall in my entire lifetime at the World Series that the President of the United States is booed like this
Never.
or impromptu chance to lock the President of the United States up.
That's what it sounds like to be the most hated man in the world.
First, did he create his own bed that he is lying in?
Yes.
Because this was his playbook in 2016.
Absolutely. You reap what you sow. You do.
He
Is
probably
that
found
what
somebody
we
who
want?
wanted to make it and didn't pay them to make it. Let's be real.
Yeah.
These people learned in 2016 how to perform in front of cameras.
Yeah.
Any thoughts about
I completely
that?
agree. You know what's so interesting also about this conversation when we talk about this? The Republicans love to talk how much Barack Obama allegedly played golf, but why are we not talking about the fact that this Republican administration, this president, is not working at the Oval Office? He's sitting at the World Series.
Yeah, wasn't it like
why are we not
30
having
times
that
and golf
conversation?
expenses than any
Why are we
other-
having that conversation?
I think no, listen. I mean, he's allowed to go to the World Series.
I
That's
agree
not
with
what-
that. I
Yeah,
agree
in
with
between
that.
getting a
But what
piece,
was
you know.
great to see, and what I listen, that is exactly what Americans are allowed to do.
Freedom of speech.
Our Constitution gives us the right to use our voices and to take action against what is clearly wrong in this country.
I want to challenge you. I want to challenge
Say it
that
again.
observation. Did you
Josie,
feel
2020.
the exact same way in 2016 when that was happening to Hillary Clinton at the president's rallies? The then candidate Trump, did you feel the exact same way? It's okay for them to do that.
No, it's absolutely okay for them to do it. Whether it's right or wrong is the question. This right now is, again, it's the American people speaking up. At the rallies, he created that. How did they even know to say lock him up? Honey, you taught everyone the
created it.
chant, okay?
I don't understand what you just said. You said it's just right, and then you said it's about being right or wrong, but it's right. What
No,
were you
it's
saying?
okay. In other words,
Oh.
regardless of if you're right or wrong, it's okay to exercise your right.
okay.
You can be as wrong as fuck as you want to be, but you have the right
No,
to
I
be it.
think the saddest part out of all of this, and we might banter back and forth, I love you, always will, but at the end of the day, when did Democrats and Republicans stop being decent to each other? And if you really look at it, I go back to the election of the first black president. It awoke something in white America, and then you have someone who literally does the doings of David Duke and white supremacists as president of the United
Wow.
States under
That
the
is-
Trump
that
administration.
is not
well,
true.
that's
Right,
my
David
opinion.
Duke
That
is
happens,
not
that
true.
happens to
And
be
if
the
you go
opinion
back
of
to
countless
2000
others all over this
if you go
country.
back to
So what I'm going to
2008
say
and
here,
Barack
what I'm going
Obama-
to say here
Barack
is you
Obama
reap
is the
what
one that
you
created
sow.
Because
You reap
neither
what
one of
you
you are being
sow.
heard. I'm sorry. Finish your thought, and then let's go to Joe.
What I'm saying to you, Joe, is that you reap what you sow. I wish that we could be decent to each other, and I think that we will eventually get there after we rid the White House, or as Kirsten Gillibrand, the White House of the mess that is the Trump administration.
Wow.
Yes.
The mess.
I'm gonna give you
where
the
we have
final
the
thought.
lowest unemployment, the highest employment.
Yeah, everybody has 3 jobs and still.
That is not true, and that's been debunked so many times.
Okay, specific observations you would like to make?
No, my observation is that part of the race issue began with Barack Obama when he began classifying
God.
whenever.
Where they have Barack lynched in
That is not at Republican rallies. So don't say
honey,
that.
Honey.
That is really
no. Well, no,
incorrect.
you can.
You need to
you're-
take that
You know,
back.
no, I'm not going to take that
That's
back
wrong.
because it's
It's
all
not
over the
true.
place. You need to look at it. The election of Barack Obama, America's first black president, awoken something in white America. White people wanted their power back.
No.
They wanted their power back. But I'm going to tell you one thing. Come, we're going to take that back, and we're going to make sure that whoever's in the White House.
Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi called himself the ruler of an Islamic empire. But Kurdish intelligence officials tell us a spy in his inner circle helped lead U.S. commandos right to him and turn Baghdadi's hideout into a hole in the ground. Satellite images this morning show Baghdadi's compound before the raid and the rubble now in its place. after 100 U.S. Special Operations Forces in 8 helicopters, backed by jets and drones, flew in for over an hour and descended on Baghdadi.
He was screaming, crying, and whimpering. He was scared out of his mind. It was brutal, but it was over. And as I said, when he blew himself up, the tunnel collapsed on top of him.
Our cameras found a deep crater where Baghdadi's compound had been, a building with a gaping hole in the wall.
A large crew of brilliant fighters ran out of those helicopters and blew holes into the side of the building, not wanting to go through the main door because that was booby-trapped.
U.S. Special Forces were on the ground for hours here, hunting for Baghdadi, collecting intelligence.
Well, America, of course, this is It's Happening Out, and this is an interesting topic in what is predominantly a gay talk show. I'm curious, what do y'all think about the news about Baghdadi and the attack and killing the ISIS leader? What do y'all think about what's happened this week?
Well, I'll go ahead and start. I think this is wonderful. I think that it's something to be proud of, the fact that our brave men and women who serve this country so valiantly are continuing to protect and defend our democracy both at home and abroad. But if you really look at it, it's not something to be joyous about in this moment, because we might have killed ISIS's main leader, but now there's another main leader. There are always going to be more leaders to go after, so we have to stay strong. We have to make sure that we put forth policies in terms of foreign policy where we're going to protect and defend America's interests both at home and abroad, and our allies abroad, like the Kurds.
Other thoughts?
I have
Keep America safe was something that Trump ran on, and it's a promise made and a promise kept. He's been diligent after the military intelligence to go after him. And in addition to al-Baghdadi, they did take out yesterday or today his the two additional people.
Second in command.
Girl,
Yep.
this all happened,
Third
though,
in
while
command.
Trump was playing with himself in the sandbox, okay? That's pure coincidence. Let's not act like Trump gets the credit for that.
Yeah. Again, that's why
safest country in the world while we've had a mass shooting every single day. You know, maybe
Yeah.
you feel it's more comfortable and safe from other places. There's absolutely no way that you can defend that in terms of numbers or statistics.
And I will say with Joe, I think this administration is to be applauded.
On
Safety
this.
is what you just
This administration is to be applauded for its continued objective in defeating ISIS.
Yes.
But so should the Obama administration. Correct.
Which created the JV, which launched the rise of ISIS.
Okay.
But
Is anybody else skeptical even about just hearing this in the first place, though?
Yeah.
I mean, when I hear this on the news,
why
my
are you
first thought-
skeptical?
because my first thoughts are, oh,
Because
everything you
of
say
it.
is the exact opposite of what I'm supposed to believe. How am I even supposed to find the truth to this? How do I find information on what's actually going on with ISIS or Iraq? I didn't believe when 12,000 people that escaped and could be terrorists were just safely found and everything was fine.
Yeah,
and I don't
they
believe
found
that this
everyone.
happened. I mean, I want to believe,
Give
but
me
I don't
a,
believe
give
it.
me a moment. Hold on just one sec. Let me give me just a moment to explore that observation. Napoleon's observation is that there is a belief among millennials that the doublespeak is lie, and that as a result, when you identify someone as a liar, millennials, which they've identified, Donald Trump and that circle are liars, that millennials do not believe it. 3 millennials sitting here. Do you agree with Napoleon's observation that you don't trust what
I do,
even
and
if it's a fact?
I do,
You don't
and
trust
in fact, I'd take it a step further. That it starts with the hunch that you're lying to me again. You know, it's like a bad relationship. But also that's backed by history. If you again, war history is kind of my thing. And this is something that it's not uncommon for the government, for the CIA or whoever, to take somebody out because it looks politically good for whoever they're trying to back, or because it draws attention away from some other shit that's going on. Again, weapons of mass distraction. We're all gonna, we're talking about, we want to praise Trump for this, when meanwhile all this other shit's going on that we're totally missing. And we've got to be vigilant about it, and we got to know our history.
And at the end of the day, you take a look. This is one leader. As every leader, okay, once you take him out, it creates a disruption to the organization. However, the path of blood leads to blood. And that's why it's important for us to have an administration that understands diplomacy, that understands peacekeeping. And us as the United States, if we're not taking the lead in creating peace on this planet, we might as well just blow ourselves up.
Okay.
I think Trump has done that.
And then I'm going to come
You know,
to Joe.
I
Final thought.
up until this administration, even with George W. Bush for the most part, I've always taken faith in what the government puts out there as, for the most part, being its truth.
Wow.
I love this country. I love our government. And I think that there's a reason why our democracy is so precious and why we must continue to protect and defend it. But with that being said, you know, at the end of the day, this conversation, I think, should go towards, again, not thanking any one person, because not one person can do it alone. Not Obama, not Clinton, not Trump, not anyone. We need to thank our brave men and women that went out and fought and killed those in ISIS.
Yes. And Joe, I want to give you the last word. If
No,
you have anything else,
I'm in agreement.
you're all set.
I know that you agree.
I want to do a flash poll
please don't
of the
do that.
host again. Only yes or no, please. Please play my game. Only yes or no.
You're not flashing.
Do you feel that in our actions in the last month, we abandoned in an illegitimate way our allies, the Kurds? Yes or no?
Heartbreakingly, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
You
Wow.
do not.
Wow.
Do you believe that the actions that we have taken on military policy in the Middle East, specifically in Syria, in the last month, have primarily not helped America, but helped what has been argued, Russia, Turkey, and Iran?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Final question. Do you believe that America has a right to take control of the oil in Syria and make whatever decision that we are going to make on it because we have so invested in the defense and the management in Syria? Yes or no?
Historically, yes.
No.
My question is it legitimate?
There's a lot to this. There's really a lot to
Very
this.
specifically, can we sell the oil if we want to?
I'm not going to answer that. There's a lot more to this.
Okay.
I'm sorry. There's
We
a
have
lot
no
more to
business
it.
doing it. No.
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 Okay. All right. You can
But there's a
see-
lot involved in it.
There is a lot involved. I
agree.
can't answer that.
I
yes
agree.
or no. I'm sorry.
I agree.
It's irresponsible.
You were clear. You were clear. Let's move on. You see at the panel in terms of what we think about Syria. One of the things that I'm very interested in is we are predominantly a gay talk show talking about very, very important subjects.
Mm-hmm.
Frequently, we move beyond our gayness and we have opinions on many, many subjects, which has been demonstrated here. Headline number 4. The Congresswoman that posed nude, Katie Hill. She has resigned. She has had, I don't even want to try to explain it. You can see the slide here. Let's watch a little bit of her resignation. Watch what happened this week.
Hi, I'm Katie Hill, and last night I announced the most difficult decision of my life, that I would be resigning from Congress. I made this decision so that my supporters, my family, my staff, and our community will no longer be subjected to the pain inflicted by my abusive husband and the brutality of hateful political operatives. This coordinated campaign carried out by the right-wing media and Republican opponents, enabling and perpetuating my husband's abuse by providing him a platform, is disgusting and unforgivable, and they will be held accountable. And so I have to take my personal fight outside the halls of Congress. I will fight to ensure that no one else has to live through what I just experienced. Some people call this electronic assault, digital exploitation. Others call it revenge porn. As the victim of it, I call it one of the worst things that we can do to our sisters and our daughters. I will not allow my experience to scare off other young women or girls from running for office. I'm hurt. I'm angry. The path that I saw so clearly for myself is no longer there. I never claimed to be perfect, but I never thought my imperfections would be weaponized and used to try to destroy me and the community I have loved for my entire life. I grew up riding horses, And the most important thing that I learned was that when you fall off, you have to get right back up in the saddle. So I'm going to do that. I hope I can count on you to do the same.
Very topical. I would tell you, America, there are some very explicit pictures available of what was released. We chose at It's Happening Out not to show any of them to you. So that really isn't the story here. But porn exploitation, revenge porn. What do y'all think about what happened to Katie Hill and her resignation?
It's disgusting. We have someone in the Oval Office sitting with 15 accusations that he created sexual harassment or has been in some sort of questionable activity.
Pussy-grabbing activity.
And we're talking about a woman who has a freaky side? Give me a break. You don't, listen, life is...
Consensual.
Consensual, yeah, exactly.
Yes, yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's not we don't have to continue to approach life either or. I don't have to be a congresswoman or congressman and live a vanilla life. I can be a congressman and a congresswoman, and I can be a freak in the bedroom. It's none of your business.
Hey.
So the question I have, I agree with you, but the question is, why did the Democratic committee and the folks in Congress not get together and stand behind her as opposed to accepting her resignation?
That's a good
I really
question.
don't think she should have
Because
resigned.
we as a society have absolutely no comprehension of sexual freedom, and we oppress people in that. No, let me finish. In every possible way, to the point that you're scoffing at the fact that I even say that. I'm not happy that this happened to her. I could see the pain in her eyes. It was horrible to watch that, and I'm sorry for Katie Hill. But at the same time, as a representative and this issue getting into Congress and becoming a statement that now they have to deal with and express, I'm very glad that this happened. This is a problem that literally every single person in middle school or elementary school even today deals with. So to say that this is irrelevant or not a significant problem that is experienced every single day by people under the age of 18.
Nobody said it was irrelevant, so I don't know where you're getting.
Don't harp on that point. My point is this is a problem. The lack of sexual freedom in our culture is a problem. And if we would just accept that people are sexual beings and have appetites and actually might just want to try the chicken one frickin' time, maybe we would be better off as a society.
Let me say something to this because I think this is really important, and I wish that the Democratic Party and the Democratic National Committee, all of us, would have gotten behind Congresswoman Katie Hill and stood there with her, because revenge porn is a very real thing. And with that being said, unlike this president, as you said earlier, Katie Hill is not a predator. She is not a sexual harasser. The only crime that Katie Hill ever committed was being a woman who wanted to express and explore her own sexuality because of the restraints that we time and time again put on women and girls in society, that they should conform to this or to that, and it is sexism.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing that
Absolutely.
a woman can do something with consent and it's damned and demonized and stigmatized, but a man can go ahead and do whatever the fuck he wants without consent, and it's just locker room play. It's no big deal. It's just
Let me
boys
say
will
too,
be
let me
boys.
say too, Joe. Let me say too, Joe. You know
No.
what? I would say this if this was Joni Ernst, or a male, female, whatever. It's not right.
I
It's
understand.
absolutely not right. It shouldn't be Democrat or Republican. It's left.
I'm gonna. Sometimes we don't listen as well as we need to. I've been trying to come in. I want to connect the observation about what has happened topically this week to Katie Hill to Aaron Darr. I learned today, which I did not know, that Aaron ran for city council in Largo, Florida, in the west coast of Florida. And a very interesting thing happened. And there was such similarity to this moment to Aaron's moment. And I want to show a report that ran about that before we continue this conversation. Watch this.
Here at the city of Largo says that he was just checking his email like he always does. When he went down to the message line, he couldn't believe what he saw. He called the cops. The email starts out, quote, "You will end up publicly humiliating yourself. Got some nice things the citizens of Largo will be seeing soon."
One would probably say that that individual might not be the brightest crayon in the box. And that's all that I have to say about that.
We spoke with Largo City Commission Seat 3 candidate Aaron Darr over Skype. Darr says on August 29th at 2:16 in the morning, he got an email he didn't expect, threatening him not to run for office. The next day, he posted the sinister message on Facebook. Then his phone rang.
He called me and he introduced himself and he asked me about that email.
The man on the other end, Robert Avery. Dar says the timing of the mysterious email and phone call from Avery didn't add up. As Avery introduced himself as his competitor, Dar still didn't put two and two together until the end of their conversation.
And when he said, I look out for crooked people like ... my skin crawled.
The email ended that the sender, quote, watches for crooked people. Dar asked his website operator to track the IP address. It hit on a Verizon Fios account in Largo. That helped police subpoena records and arrest Avery for felony extortion this morning.
I'm sick of politics. I want to take the politics and the personal out of politics, and I want to just focus on ideas that are going to help move forward everyone that calls Largo, Florida home.
Dar says people like Avery are exactly why he is running for office.
Wow. Very topical. This First America is completely accidental. When we invited Aaron Dar to be a guest host of the show, there was no understanding of this situation, and of course we could have no understanding of Katie Hill's resignation. So this is completely coincidental. But it allows us to bring Aaron directly into this conversation because although slightly different, there are many similarities. Aaron, in terms of summary, withdrew from the race. He was charged in the felony. And everything unfolded from there. Tell us a little bit about what your experience was.
You know, it's interesting watching that. I have only ever watched that once. It's, that was in 2016, and it's still painful for me personally because, I wasn't running for office as a Democrat. I certainly wasn't running as a Republican. I was running because I really care about the people of Largo, Florida. In general, I care about the people of this state, and I want everyone to live up to their own God-given potential. But that being said, it was an interesting experience. Fortunately for me, there was nothing that ever came out. He never had any kind of lewd videos or photography of me. He was bluffing. But I took that very seriously personally because if you're going to make threats, especially if I think that you're an opponent, let's play a clean race. Let's put everything all out there. And if you're going to come at me in that direction and also break the law in the process, you should be held accountable. And he was.
Yeah, and I have to say, props to you for standing up and following that through to the end until he saw those consequences. That's way to go. Yeah. I mean, it sucks that it happened to you. I'm not going to say that, oh, you're so lucky. But the way that you handled that was with a lot of grace and a lot of poise.
Thank you.
Other thoughts about what we're seeing on Hill and Aaron Dar?
I support you in that, but I want to ask what your opinion is then on the Billy Bush tape.
Of the what?
The Billy Bush tape during the Trump campaign.
Well, that's interesting because even with that, I kind of disagree with my own segment of my party. Billy Bush really was not saying anything that was particularly wrong. He was like Tank, for example, in a room with another individual who was making not homophobic, but sexist remarks. And, he's come out and said that he does not personally feel like that. It was locker room talk, which, again, completely unacceptable. I don't think that Billy Bush should have resigned or been forced to have resigned. But at the end of the day, that's society being PC, and I think we need to have a substantive conversation about sexuality, sexual orientation, and being a sexual person in the 21st century.
My point
I wanted to come back to that.
It was in the release of it, which was to damage a campaign. Right? That's what the release was for. Somebody dug it up, brought it out, released it. The unintended consequences was Billy Bush got canned.
And I'll answer that for you. Here's the difference between the three situations. Consent in one, consent with Katie Hill, non-consent, and talk of non-consent with Trump.
No.
Plain and simple.
No,
if these are videos or pictures or whatever of something that you did and that all parties were consenting to, then that's not really damning. All you did was have sex and be an adult. Big deal. If you're talking about grabbing women by the pussy, excuse my French, and taking it and overstepping those boundaries of consent, that's a completely entirely different situation. Yeah. And the rest of the world has the right to react and respond in the way that they may. his shit was put out there. Sorry about it. Now the American people get to feel however they feel about it. That's our right.
I'm going to give Joe the last word. Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to. There's no way to respond to that because you've made an assumption that's not true. The tape came out. It has nothing to do with what you've implied about Donald Trump. The tape is the tape. It was a conversation between two people.
It was
it
private.
implied
That was
nothing
private.
that was
We're moving on.
Non-consensual with it.
Okay.
It was two people.
All right. Our final headline tonight has to do with Halloween. It's Halloween.
Yay! Happy
And
Halloween.
When I was a kid, Halloween, one of the first movies, had the razor blades in the apple. Remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, razor blades are kid stuff today. Halloween.
Think of the past.
I teased with razor blades. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Apparently, you have to worry about other things today.
Worry.
Let us show you this video of something you got to be afraid of now. Watch this. Happy Halloween.
Warning for parents ahead of Halloween.
Yeah, police want to remind you to double check your kids' Halloween candy before they actually eat it. In a recent drug bust in Pennsylvania, police say they found bags full of candy that was laced with THC. Most of that candy was Nerds Rope edibles. Although police say there were warnings on the packaging stating that it contained THC, they say it's something that could easily be overlooked by a child.
Wow, candy is a lot better now than it was when I was a kid.
I know. You want to go trick-or-treating?
I was going to say.
I knew y'all were going to go for the joke.
Listen, nobody is giving your kids their drugs for free. Let's be
Yeah.
serious. Like, those are expensive. What rich white kid neighborhoods do I got to go to?
Know. What privileged white neighborhood was that?
I look 12. I could pass. Let's go. We go right now.
All right. In all seriousness, we told the joke. Okay, we
Please.
told the joke. But what's going on here? Why would somebody do THC?
Reefer madness
laced-
propaganda. That's all that's happening
So
here.
wait, the millennials don't believe this is true.
But you all didn't live through the. You didn't live through the scares with the razor blades, with the
Anthrax. Exactly.
With the
I
other
was thinking
pills
of things
being
that are
made.
unequivocal. Comparing THC to razor blades and anthrax is quite a thing.
Well, no, I think
deal with-
I think that you
with
could.
THC and a small 5 or 6-year-old child, hell yes, it can send them
Absolutely.
into cardiac arrest
Absolutely.
or something.
Well, that's
Well,
my
that's
question. No, wait.
So-
That's my question.
Extremely
Why
agree.
would somebody do this? What's the
Because
point
we're
behind
living
that?
we're living in a world where evil people exist, okay? The boogeyman is real, guys, all
Yeah,
right?
he's doing some fucked up things, and he's not giving your kid weed, though. I promise
Hopefully
you.
one day that boogeyman will get put in jail.
Wait.
But until that part, that happens, these are the things that we have to be aware of.
I'm required by law and contract to ask Chef Josie, did you just equate giving THC is only done by evil boogeymen? I want to make sure I understand that.
Leading in.
No, I'm just simply making a general statement that there are bad people who are living in the world and
evil
do
exists.
bad
And
things.
I also want to go back to what Joe said. Do we even know what dosage these were at? Would they have to eat 10 Nerds ropes? I mean,
No.
there's a lot.
No.
There's really a lot that you're going to such
but-
an extreme. I got to call that bullshit.
I know, I
out.
have some Starbursts at home.
You don't know what dosage somebody might put in.
Yeah.
So the key is, and I'm going to play daddy at the moment or parent, is what are the guidelines that you out there with children need to think about when you're sending them out for trick or treat?
Yeah.
One rule is you only send them to houses of people you know.
Right. That's why
And
children
you
go to
arrange
malls.
in
That's
advance.
why parents
That's
are
what I was
taking their
just gonna
children
say.
to malls.
Second is, if you're a parent and you want to go to the neighborhood, you have 2 buckets. You have one bucket that you take your kids to the people that you know, and you have a different bucket that you take the kids to houses you don't know.
Oh,
And when you
Joe.
come back, sorry, this is
No.
practical. This
I
is
just think
pragmatic.
I think it's charming because usually you're the one saying, "Oh well, in my day, we just went, we just fell off the playground and landed on concrete in our faces, and that's how we got tough. That's how we got strong in this country."
I'm the one
and
that
now
had
it's like,
kids.
no, we can't.
I'm the one that had kids
He's
in
a
New
dad.
Jersey.
Shocker. I
I'm
totally
a
agree with
privileged,
you.
I'm
I
a,
totally
I'm
agree
a
with
check
liberal,
Serious shit
I
in New
agree.
Jersey.
Check
I'm
your
a
kids-
liberal,
check your
privileged
kids'
white
candy.
guy, and I even thought that was funny.
Yeah. He's a dad.
The bottom
Me too.
line is
Check your kids' candy for poison. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying like it's a free for all, but
Just go to the store and buy the candy, guys.
can we
Okay, that's the
generally-
easiest
Can
way.
be poisonous
Can
though
we
in some doses to
generally
certain
close
people.
the conversation about Halloween by saying
want candy?
a very significant number of the gay community will not be worrying about this because they Adoption has been a big issue. They don't have as many children as the counterparts of the traditional community. So for tomorrow night on Halloween, we're going to be going out and partying our asses off and not worrying about this.
I
We
will
all
be
agree
trick-or-treating with
to
my
that?
11-year-old, actually.
I'm gonna be looking for these Snowdrop candies.
Right. Okay. All right.
No, I didn't mean you as the 11-year-old,
All
Napoleon.
right.
Sorry.
I gotta move out of our headlines. We're going to close our show tonight with our game Shag, Marry, Chop. And it's Halloween. We keep talking about it being Halloween.
My favorite Shag, Marry, Chop.
Linus here, looking for the Great Pumpkin. His sidekick here, Charlie Brown. And my cast of characters.
Did you ever
I
watch
know
that
which one
show?
of us
I'm
Lucy.
Snoopy.
Yes.
Must be
I watched
Woodstock.
that. I watched The Great Pumpkin every single year. It was a
You would
not miss.
totally be Lucy if we were playing anything that
Oh,
was
you
of
would be
this. You would
Lucy.
move that ball every
The doctor
time.
is in.
was.
Linus over on the other end.
Yeah, I think so. Right.
That's cute.
All right,
I'll
it
trip you
is
later.
cute and funny and probably true. So it's our Halloween edition of Shag, Marry, Chop. Now, you know how Shag, Marry, Chop is. You're going to pick who you shag, who you're going to marry, and who you're going to chop. So let's do, and now remember, our screen is low. So once you've got it, don't live in the low screen. We have cameras. We're a television show. Remember? We're a television show.
Oh my God, have
All
we
right.
been live this whole time?
And it's been live the whole time.
We've been broadcasting this
you
conversation.
were
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Could Wolverine be part of this?
Yes.
Sorry, Mom.
exactly. All right. So here we go. Shag, Marry, Chop, Halloween edition. We are choosing Frankenstein,
Oh, man.
Boris Karloff, Dracula, Bela Lugosi, or the Wolfman, Lon Chaney. We've pulled this out of the vault. All three of these, I would point out, in Southwest Virginia, Joe Brookman went to school with these three. In
That fell
Southwest.
straight down to this room. Like way down.
Maybe with
Man,
you.
did that
but-
fall.
I did
Thanks,
watch
dude.
all of them when I was a
Thanks.
kid.
All right.
I was
Okay, I'm
waiting
going
for the joke
first.
of
I'm
me
going
laughing
first.
while we
Josie,
falling.
who are you shagging?
Okay, I'm totally shagging the wolf. Come on, guys. All right, that sounds like a
You have a
great
foot fetish? That's like all I
time.
see on
Okay.
your-
Primal,
Our
yeah.
hairy toes. That's all
Hairy
I've seen of
feet.
this.
I'm gonna marry Dracula. And
Who sucks who?
don't worry about it. Anyway, and sorry, Frankenstein.
mouse pop. I'd
You
do that
seem
right there.
like
wasn't
you
ready.
just didn't qualify for the shag or the marry. So
Okay. Who else is Shag, Marry, Chop?
I would shag Frankenstein's monster. I'm glad that we have that he's the
Wait,
monster.
is that because you're a size queen?
I mean, to be fair, if you're Frankenstein,
That's a yes.
monster, you can choose whatever you want. So
What if he
I
was
didn't
built
even,
without
I wasn't
one?
even creative enough to say that, so I'll take that.
Let's listen to the soundbite again.
That's a yes.
And we're good to go. Next person.
All right, that's who you're shagging.
I would shag Frankenstein's monster, mostly because he's big and you can do a lot of things.
We got that.
Wrong! Jesus, come on, everything's not about a penis.
If you're,
If
it isn't for you.
Wow, we've come so far since our
We
first
have
episode.
learned so much about you.
Remember the first time when you were like,
America,
the only thing to
Napoleon
be gay
Place
is dick?
trying to convince us it's not all about the penis.
I'm just so proud.
But he's embracing our
He's 30
sexuality
now.
understanding. Got
Anyway,
it.
and
All
for
right.
Dracula, absolutely would be my marry. I would love to marry Dracula. We'd be on opposite schedules. It would basically just be a fuck buddy all the time. You could be with them when you want to be. Bye bye. And then Wolfman, I can't even see your face. I am not about that hidden grinder profile picture.
Oh, that's right. Napoleon has told me this concept 105,000 times.
Paper bag will make you pretty.
It's about the pretty. So if it's not the pretty, and that includes penis, if the penis
You
is
have
not
to be
pretty,
attracted to it. That's for food. That's for
sure.
physical attraction.
We eat
That's
with
for
our
being in my
eyes.
room.
dude, your face is in the pillow. You don't see it.
My face is in the pillow. I don't want there.
Oh my
listen,
God.
family watching this. I don't want there to be any discrepancy as to how I got to this show. There's nothing involved with me
Wait.
and Al Ferguson.
whoa.
That's what you said.
There's no him pushing me
How
in the
did
pillow.
we get
The
to
content
that?
was on
Pushing him
this
in the
one.
pillow.
Oh.
You implied something that is.
Said I
Methinks
applaud.
the lady.
I see you're
Wait,
speaking up
the
over
fury?
there. Hello over there.
Methinks the lady does
Fifth,
protest
honey.
too much.
Wear it.
All right, Shag, Marry, Chop.
Nobody was taking it there, dude. Nobody.
Shag, Marry, Chop. Somebody else.
Oh God. Okay. Oh, this is really difficult for me.
All right.
All right. So.
Shag.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm gonna. All right. I'm gonna. Thank you. I am going to shag Frankenstein's monster because yes, I am a size queen, and because he's got some issues, like he's all mentally fucked up, and so I'm attracted to that. You know,
America,
it's
you
problematic,
have absolutely no idea how true that is.
Listen, I've been very real and vulnerable on this show thus far.
Are you a
That was the
serial
moment.
killer and carry an AK-49? Come over here.
Tomcat's gonna love that joke, by the way. I'm just saying, you know, they got a little something to prove, a little anger to work out. I'm here for it. I'm definitely marrying Dracula. Definitely.
Why?
Because he's not the Interview with a Vampire pretty vampire, so I can be the pretty vampire.
Oh, it's all about you.
And we're gonna live forever and
Napoleon?
create an empire.
What did you say?
No,
And
that
you're
didn't land
And
either.
you're gonna chop?
I'm gonna have to. Oh man, I didn't want to chop the wolf man because I'm with Josie. That's gonna be a hot
All
fucking
right,
time.
very good. All right.
It's true in South Florida.
Joe.
He's the angriest of them all.
It's Halloween. I'm overindulging.
Shag Dracula.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? You're the only one so far. Why?
Oh no! He's hot. He's worth shagging, and
Bela
just
Lugosi.
The Wolfman is just my type.
You would marry him?
Yeah, marry Wolfman and
Wow.
and
As the recipient
Chop
of a lot of
Frankenstein.
Joe attention, and I know that you after today can agree, I don't think that Harry is something that I would have said is like your type, Joe Brookman. I'm learning things every day.
See, America, I want to point out the innuendo about the two of us. See, he went there right away of suggesting it's all about him.
I secretly
One
sleep with
more
everybody.
time.
I know.
Okay, and you're chopping the monster. Why?
Yeah, Frankenstein.
Why?
I just don't like Boris. I mean, Boris Karloff is good in his thing, but he didn't do anything for me.
I was waiting for like an electro play something right there.
Because he looks
All
like
right.
a top, isn't it?
And our guest tonight,
Yeah.
our millennial Democrat. We've learned a lot about you tonight, by the way. Aaron Darr, who are you going to shag?
Remember, Debbie Wasserman Schultz is probably watching.
She may be watching. So shag, hopefully, but maybe we live happily together forever. That will be my mindset.
Who?
To be politically correct. So if I was going to shag any of them, it would probably be Dracula. I love older men. He's really hot.
You like older men?
I do like older men.
Uh-oh.
And then
There we go.
I would chop.
Here we
Okay,
go.
let me be
Yeah,
honest with you.
locked up.
I'm gonna
Gotta
go
go in
straight
order.
to chop. I'm gonna chop the wolf man. I cannot stand hair unless
Straight
you're
to chop.
Italian or Latin or Greek. It's really hot.
Maybe he's-
come on over.
Speaking of having prejudice against people for some reason and saying it's only okay if you're
No.
for some reason.
No,
That's
no,
completely
no.
contrary to the
Wolfman.
Hey, no, I'm just saying I have a preference with.
For Mediterranean men, apparently.
And so that means you're
I
going to
share it,
marry
sorry.
the monster.
I probably would because most people anymore do happen to marry monsters. Look at Melania Trump. Oh, and that's how I ended this segment. Oh!
Wait.
No, that's our show. That's
You
our
gotta
show.
wait for this one. And so, what are you saying about Dean?
See, you just, it was it just was so
Yeah.
solid. And
All right.
then, now I got a plastic
All
dick all over again.
That's how we play Shag, Marry, Chop, and that's our Halloween edition.
Oh, boy.
That's our show tonight, America. We hope you've enjoyed it. My goodness, have we talked about some interesting things.
Probably banned from Facebook
Most
now.
important is it's still Houston 1 and the National 0, and we're in the 5th inning. Just
All right.
let
It took
everybody
me like
know.
20
All right,
seconds.
very
to
good.
I don't know what any
All right, we always end our show with some food. Do you like pizza?
I already ate at Bubbles and Pearls. This wonderful, beautiful food at Bubbles and Pearls. Please come. It's amazing.
Aaron, we have a sponsor. Do you eat pizza?
Oh, I do. Where's the? I'm so sorry. I'm blind.
All right, no, I'm
Where's
only
the
kidding.
pizza from?
We always right. We always end our show with Jet's Pizza. Oh, this is the cauliflower.
Oh, yeah, this
one's
is a
from
good
me.
one.
Fine, pass it over.
It is real good. Tell us your name again. Mark, welcome.
He's the hotter delivery guy.
We finished the show with Jet's Pizza. If you come into South Florida, it's the best. The cauliflower is awesome. They do this deep dish, all
Deep dish,
corners
almost like
pizza.
Sicilian.
Yeah,
Sicilian
it is.
pizza.
It
It is
Detroit,
awesome.
Detroit style
Awesome.
pizza. Yeah, great.
It's
So,
bread with
when
sauce
you're-
and cheese on it.
When you're here
Awesome.
in South Florida, I always talk more
all
about Jets
meat
pizza than I'm
pizza.
contractually required to because I always like the delivery guys. They're the best.
This is the
Jets
best
pizza.
takeout.
Right,
Absolutely.
exactly. If you'll take that right back over there, and thank you very much. Good
Thank you,
seeing
Mark.
We close our show tonight like we always do at It's Happening Out at America's most popular live gay talk show by saying goodnight to you. And we allow the host to do that. And tonight is no different. And I'm going to start with my friend Joe Brookman.
I will repeat, as I said last week, in the words of Sister Sledge, we are family, all my sisters and me. Stay tuned. Love one another. Let's talk about it. See you again soon.
Yes. And Game of Thrones, I asked Joe when I saw him tonight, did he think he was going to be taking the Iron Throne or bringing somebody that he is politically connected to the Iron Throne? We shall see November 3rd, 2020. And to my
Stay
friend,
tuned.
Chef Josie.
Jeff Josie.
Chef Josie.
I simply want to say goodnight, hungry friends. Truly, your appetite for good conversation is inspiring. Be safe and have fun tomorrow night.
Yeah, absolutely. And my friend Napoleon Plays.
To all of you out there who just love a sense of adventure, remember to play every day, every way, and that means every Wednesday here on It's Happening Out.
With consent.
With consent.
Consent, it's true. Always play with consent. Trust
That's my
consent.
closing
And
note.
my friend Aaron Phoenix.
Good night, gender fuckers. I know the world is a little bit of a scary place right now, but we can still have a good time and have fun sometimes.
That's
With
right.
consent.
With consent.
And our
always.
special guest host, and I want to congratulate our guest host. This is not an easy first-time gig to do. The guy is a millennial. He has gone through many, many things. I mean, you survived Mr. Wiener.
I did
New
work
York
for Anthony
City.
Weiner,
I
yeah.
did not hear that the way you wanted.
And that I meant it that way. And you landed in a spectacular location with Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
Yes.
And everything in between. And we've really enjoyed you here tonight. My new friend, Aaron Darr.
Yes. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for having me. I think that this is such a wonderful platform to talk about the issues that help to shape the fabric of our lives. With that being said, I always leave people with this quote from Princess Diana. You know, the biggest disease the world suffers from this day and age is the disease of people feeling unloved. And I hope that next year, whether you're Republican or you're Democrat, that you are going to vote for candidates that are going to promote and vote in favor of love. And that is why we must pass ENDA, the Employment Non-Discrimination Act, in Congress. It's been passed, and it's moved to the Senate. So come on, Republicans. Come on, Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, very nice.
There you go.
America, It's Happening Out has become the most popular live gay platform in the world. We're into week number 54, I think now.
So it's too late to back out?
It's, yeah, that ship has sailed. We are constantly, as I say every week, trying to find gay culture and trying to challenge ourselves to see if gay community exists. Did you know that many people in many circles say there's no need for gay bars? There's no need for gay prides. There's no need for gay community because we're being embraced so well in the traditional community. We challenge that notion, and It's Happening Out, not because we don't want to integrate, we do, but because we believe firmly that we value and our history and our story is important, and we're trying to tell that here. And if you believe that, tune in every Wednesday night. Share us with your friends. If it's 8 o'clock on Wednesdays, it's live at It's Happening Out. Good night, America.
Good night.
Good night.